You can continue, madam. Actually, we given only unmute option for you only, madam.
Okay.
Others can able to chat in anything they want to ask any question. You please ask them to put in a chat box, madam. Our sir will be available. If anybody want to unmute and want to say or discuss anything, you can just raise your hand so that we'll provide you unmute option.
Okay.
Means, we don't want to disturbances, madam. That's only we are offering. And if you have any questions or other things you need, please let me know that, madam. We'll make it that those things.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Srinivas, good morning and good morning, madam. This is Professor Ramkiran, Dean Academics CAT Group, madam.
Hi.
Good morning,
Okay,
sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Okay. We welcome you for the session, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam. Okay.
So everybody, coming to HTML, when we have different, as we all know, we have different technologies in computer science field. So coming to this HTML, how it is different from other technologies is you all are able to open a web browser, you are able to chat, you are able to use many applications, right? So on mobile, on desktop and all. So that is possible only because of this language called as HTML. So generally we have two types of technologies. Generally we have two types of technologies. One is front-end technology and another one is back-end technology. So what is the main, this HTML5 is front-end technology. The main role of front-end technology is to be make things visible to the users. So make things visible in the sense you are able to see the images, you are able to see the text, you are able to read the text, you are able to click and do some actions on it, you are able to perform addition, subtraction if you are using the calculator like this. So all these things are possible with this HTML language. So we are calling it as now HTML5 because it has been.
Madam, sorry to interrupt you, madam. Your voice is little bit low, madam.
Okay. Is it high now? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Coming to the language called HTML, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the main language responsible for you to display the text on the website. Not only text, your video files are playing, you are having YouTube, Facebook and all. So everything is being visible with this help of with this language. So normally now the current version that is there in the market is HTML5, which is the latest one. So these technologies keep updating, and whenever they update, you get different features in that. So as you can see, it is a HTML5 will allow you to display the content. It allows you to add images, add videos, and interactive GIF images and all. So how you are able to use this language is with the help of this language, you are able to see the things on computers, tablets, smartphones, and all the devices, all the digital devices. If you want something to project, then you have to definitely use HTML. So coming to the first course that you have was building a sample HTML file, and you have to create a home page. So whenever you are creating a file for HTML, you have to save it as file name .html. You have to save it with the extension of .html. So once you save it with the HTML, the file looks like this. So normally you start with you will be having tags. Okay. To represent anything in HTML, you will be using tags. So tags are enclosed in this open and close brackets. So it starts with HTML, the main block, starting block. Then you have different sections, right, on the website. The heading section, then the content, then at the last you have footer section. So in order to represent these different sections, you have different tags. So suppose then you have head tag, head, and here you can add anything like name of the website, So every HTML tag will have a starting tag and a closing tag also. For that. It indicates that that section is closed for there. So here the ending tag will always be having this backslash. So this is how you close the tag and this is how you open the tag. And then you have a body tag. So here is the body open and close tag. Here you can write different contents that you want. Inside that you have paragraph tag. So when you wanted to represent so many paragraphs, you will be using this paragraph tag. And then you have paragraph. Then you have section tag. So this section tag is something when you wanted to have things vertically one after the another or one below the another. In those different scenarios, you will use this section tag. So in the first assignment that you are given, you have to find HTML attributes, the metadata elements. So in the earlier example where you have seen that whatever is enclosed in the opening and closing greater than or less than symbol brackets are called as attributes. And metadata elements are nothing but the elements that will help you in displaying in an appropriate way. So if you look at the example, the upper line, this is how you start. So doc type HTML. This is the first tag which indicates that this file is a HTML file. And because we have multiple languages nowadays on the system, on the internet, you are able to see your own language, Telugu, English, Hindi, all the languages you are able to see. That is possible because of something called as this language EN, and which will help you in recognizing what type of language is used here. And you have meta characters at UTF-8. You have different terminologies here to represent the data. So here one name is UTF-8, then meta viewport. So this line viewport basically means your website or your application can be opened on different screen sizes. That means it can be opened on a mobile phone. It can be opened on a laptop, even on a smart TV. So to whatever screen you open, it should be visible properly, right? So to make that possible, this is possible because of this tag called as viewport. So it will enable the different, it will format the website in such a way that in all the screens it will be looking good. It will not make look awkward. So that is the importance of this line. And description is the general description of the website that you want. And to start giving a title to the website that you have wanted to build, this title tag will help you. And you can see the head is closed, the title tag is also closed. Then you have a body tag that is open. Here your HTML original content like text, images and all will start going. And once this block is over, then you have body tag that is being closed, and ultimately you have to close it with a HTML tag also. So that indicates once these tags are closed, that indicates the closing of the part. So the second part is sectioning elements. So sectioning elements will actually help you in identifying what type of data that you are going to place. It can be image, it can be paragraph, it can be heading, it can be button and all. So these different elements are will come under sectioning elements. So header, navigation bar. If you see here, different common sectioning items are header. Header is nothing but the first part or the topmost part on the website. That part is called as header. Then you have nav. Navigation is bar is nothing but on the top. You might have seen already in some websites where you have home, about us, contact us, like that. Different options that are visible. Those options are stored as nav bar. And then main is nothing but whatever you write in the body, that will mostly come under the main tag. And section, if you wanted to divide based on something on the website, like about us, like what different paragraphs if you want, then that is called, that will come under section tag. So article tag is also something similar to that. And coming to this footer tag will be the lowest one, the bottom one, where you issue the copyrights or contact address and all. So that is called as footer. So for the given section, you can see viewport is, as discussed, it is responsible for making the website look good on all the different screen sizes. And description is to provide the description of the website that you want. And title is the title of the website. So here H1. So here you are having a header section, and in the header section you are mentioning H1 tag. So you have H1, H2 up to H7. So what does this H1, H2 do is they will maintain the size of the text. H1 means little bit big, H2 means further big, H8 means very large. So these tags will help you in representing the text size. And as discussed, this nav bar will be the top bar that have different sections like home, products, about us, contact us, like different options that you wanted to give to the user. This UI, UL, LI are nothing but listing. Sometimes we wanted to display the things as 1, 2, 3, 4 lines or 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. So that is when these LI tags will come. So if you run this website, So if I save that file and whenever I click that file and try to open, it will directly open on your browser. So as you have seen in the code that we have seen earlier, this is the title that we have given. And uh, we have used a nav bar and nav tag, and we have actually added home, product us, about us things on there. And because of this UL, LI tag, list, unordered list, they are called as list and unordered list. Because of that, you are actually getting this dots, buttons, or the buttons that are being visible here. And home, product us, about us, as you have listed here. This href is called as anchor tag. Whenever you wanted to give links to move from one website to another website, you will actually provide the link of the website here. So because you have not given any website links over here in the href, they are static, they are fixed here. And because of these anchor tag only, you are getting a line under this and you are able to actually click them. So if it is really working, it would have been taken us to some another page. So for now it is just hash without referring to anything. So it is just you are able to click, but you are not able to go anywhere. And afterwards you have given main, you have taken a attribute main, and you have given section ID, feature products, and you have given a heading. So here you are using H2. So look at the size of feature product, which you are using H2, and look at the size for H1. So that is how, if you want different sizes for your titles, you will use H1, H2, different numbers. And you have again different another section with ID new arrivals. So here again you are using H2, and you have another section in tag footer, which is responsible to make the things display at the last. So here you can see the footer copyrights. This is the general structure of any website that you built in the real time. So we even have some other tags, paragraph tag, division tag, span tag, list, and all. So how do we represent them is, when you wanted to divide the things from one section to another section, then you actually use section tag. And as you have seen in the earlier example, UL and unordered list and list. So this unordered list is responsible for you to display the things one after the another with the dots or sometimes stars and all. And article, whenever you wanted some short things, short number of lines to be stored at a particular part in the on the website, then you will have this article tag. So as continuing to the earlier one, so HTML is the starting tag. Then you mention the language, viewport and all. So here header is one of the section. So here you can see actually the same thing, unordered list, that is the opening part. Then you will mention li tag, whatever line you wanted, you will write and close the li tag. And section. So if you notice, each section is having an ID. So to relate to the word ID, in real time, you all have roll numbers, right? So roll numbers are the clear indication or the unique indication of you. So your names may be same, but your roll numbers will never be same. So similar to that, even in the coding, even in this HTML tags, we may use this section tag many times. See here you are using here. I'm using again section tag here. Again, I'm using it here. So to identify each section uniquely, I'm giving a unique ID name. So it is like your roll number. So if I wanted to do something to this section in other languages, then I would be referring to this ID. So if I use company info ID and perform something like adding extra color or some other CSS elements, CSS is mostly you will be seeing in your upcoming sessions. If I wanted to do anything to this block, then I would be using this block's ID and then I will make the required changes. So for every attribute in the HTML tags, you can actually give an ID. So ID will uniquely identify those attributes and whatever you want, you can actually do with by using the IDs. So section ID. Again, you have seen H2, the heading tag, unordered list tag. And so another section you have, again, you have this mission ID, heading tag. And here you can see there is an article tag. So when you have small things to write and wanted to display some slightly differently, then you will actually use this article tag. And you can notice here you are even coming across a H3. Earlier we have seen only H1, H2. Now you can see H3 heading tag also. So as similarly, article tag has opening and closing. And each section tag is also closed, footer and this. One minute. So now whenever, if we want to run the HTML files, normally if you double click on that file will automatically be opened in your browser. So, so whatever code we have seen earlier, when we actually display it on the browser, you will be able to see it like this. So as similarly, so we have our company title and things. So we have listed down the names of few people. So they are coming as list. And whenever we are using this article tag, it is arranged properly in terms of how articles are to be visible for the users. And at last, you are again having this footer tag. So here, if you wanted to see on the website, if you wanted to see how where is the code, you can actually click on. If you right click and if you click on view page source, you will actually see whatever code we have written. This works for all the websites, okay? So if you wanted to know the details of how that website is built or how that particular section is written, what tags they are all using, you can click on the right click and you click on view page source. So whatever I have written, you can actually see even here also. The only difference is you cannot add anything, edit, or you cannot type anything. You cannot make changes to that. But you can view and you can take whatever you want. So coming to the next one, link elements. So this link elements, the main responsibility of this link element is to move from one website to another. So generally, whenever we open a website, we will not just look at that website, right? That website can only hold little amount of information. we want more and more information, more and more details. So we keep clicking from one thing to another thing and all. So that is possible with the help of this link up element. Generally, examples that we see are if you take Amazon, Instagram, or any websites that we regularly use, we will log in, right? Initially, we will log in. So login will be one click, one link. So we enter our name, password, and then it will again progress to the home page. That will be another link. Then if we wanted to open a particular product, we will click on that product. So again, another link will be opening. These things are all possible because of this linking element. So if you have login, sign up, track order, some some other pages, and if you wanted to open it from a single page, then you will be using this link element. So the general approach for them is actually you will write them in nav tag. Nav is nothing but navigation bar tag. And to make it clickable and open another page, you will be using A tag. A is called as anchor tag. A followed by href, hyper reference. So href, inside href, you will assign the value as the link of the website. So this href will be the actual location or the link of that website. So by using this linking tag ahref, you are actually able to click and go to the designated pages. Uh, so here, as common, HTML tag, head tag, then you have body tag, header. So coming to here, nav tag, in the navigation tag, now you are actually providing home section, login page, sign in page, and track order. So you have some different pages. So you are providing those pages. So now here you are using the anchor tag, which is actually responsible to move to that page's exact location. So so now you are in href tag, you are actually providing the link of this page. So what is this page and how can I access this page means, if you open login.html, then you can actually access login page. If you open signup.html, then you can actually click on sign up. If you wanted to track order, if you wanted to open track order page, then you can click on track order. So the rest of the tags are same. So if you save and so now you can see the same things, but if you click on home, there is nothing. But if you click on login, it is actually trying to open this file login.html. Because I have not created login.html file, it is saying that file not found because that file is not existing. So because of that, it is throwing an error. But the main thing you have to notice here is, so because of href tags, you are actually able to click and you are actually trying to go to that page and open that page. So that is the This is called as a linking tags. So that is the main role of this ahref tag. So this is how in real times, whenever you are clicking multiple things, the working will be happening. And then character entities. Character entities are nothing but sometimes it is not always we see on the websites is not always text and images. Sometimes you have special characters like at the rate symbol, C with circle, and different character symbols. So how they are represented is with the help of you have some you will be using ampersand and some you have specific syntax. I mean specific syntax in the sense specific way of representing them. So you should be using exactly the same way it has to be there, and then only you will be able to represent. Suppose if you wanted to represent C like this, like you have these different symbols on the website. If you wanted this symbol to be represented, you have to write it in HTML like this at the rate copy. So then whenever you write like that, it will be represented as C. Hmm. So everything is same, but if you notice here, we have written it specially according to the needs. If you want that symbol, you have to know how that symbol has to be written in HTML, and then you have to use it in the same way on the website. So if you run this, so now you are able to see this symbol. See, so on the websites normally you find many symbols. So one symbol is this common symbol. This is how you wanted to. This is how you will actually represent them. So coming to the global attributes, some attributes are very common and they actually provide the way the things have to be there. So for example, coming to global attributes, uh, if you are filling a form, for suppose if you are filling a form uh, of uh, of any website, of any voter registration website, if you take, and if you're trying to fill your details, now some fields are very much mandatory, right? You have to provide your name, you have to provide your address, you have to provide your date of birth and all. So what happens is now these fields have some requirements, like the fields should not be empty. Some fields should not have characters. There should be only numbers, because if you have mobile number field, then mobile number will only be one numbers. It cannot be words. So whenever you have these all restrictions, these can be actually represented by using this common global attributes. So spell check equals to true. So you have many attributes in HTML, but some common attributes you will be seeing it. So what happens with this global attributes is in earlier days when HTML was not developed this much, whenever you enter any details, it should actually go to the back end, and there it has to actually validate. Like checking and all will actually take a lot of time. By that time, you will be filling the form also. So with the developing in the technologies, what happened is now instead of waiting and going to the back end and check whether the data is entered correctly or not, everything is being able to happen in the front end. On the website only, whenever you are typing, you are actually able to, the verification is actually being able to happen. at the time of your typing itself. So that is all possible because of this some of the common attributes. So one attribute spell check equals to true. What happens to this attribute is whenever spell check in general is checking the spellings, whatever word you are typing is correct or not. So when you write this spell check equals to true tag, what happens is if you type something and if the words are correctly typed, then if the words are correctly typed, then there will be no problem. But if there is something wrong in the word, instead of shop, you have written SHOOP, like that. If you do any spelling mistake, it will actually highlight that this is wrong, this is incorrect, like that. And as I have discussed, ID attributes similar to your roll number. So to identify uniquely the HTML tags, you will be using IDs. And with the IDs, you can actually manipulate them using JavaScript or CSS, which you will see further. So main role of this is whenever, now you can see if I write the code in HTML and if I'm seeing it on the website, you are able to see everything is in only black color font. There is no spacing, there is no styling for the text, nothing. There is no decoration for it at all. So to have some decoration for it, to make it colorful, to make it interactive if you want and all, that is possible with the help of other front-end languages which comes under CSS and JavaScript. So that is where this ID tag is more useful to make that particular thing different from another one. And other common attributes are like required, autocomplete, max length, min length. So required as an example, we have seen about voter forms. So if you are filling the details about a voter, then name is mandatory, and name, age, address, and all whatever fields you think that has to be filled for sure, those fields you will actually keep it as required. And autocomplete is by default, if you have some answer that can be there, then autocomplete will be coming. So autocomplete is also like when you type half, the other half is being filled automatically. It will give you suggestions. So that is called as autocomplete. Then max length and min length is sometimes you wanted a name cannot be a single character, right? A, B, C, D, like that. So if you wanted to impose some restrictions, it should be of this much length only. It should be minimum of this length, maximum of this length, the text size and all. Then you will be using this max length and min length. So like this, different things are there. So if you look at here, you have this form, this HTML file where you have all the required things. Now, all the things which you have seen earlier. So now, if I am creating a form, form in general means where you are able to type the data like login form, logout form, registration form. Like this, you might have seen in your real time. Aadhaar registration form, voter ID registration forms. So generally it is those forms. So whenever there is a form being displayed, you will be starting with form tag. And so as discussed earlier, ID is to uniquely identify the tag, and you are giving a name to it. Then you have label. So label is nothing but whatever detail that you are asking. So here label will display username, and input means input is a tag which allows the users to give the input, or which allows the users to type actually. So that is the role of this input tag. So input, you are saying what are you expecting the user to type, the customer to type. So you are expecting text, and every input tag has its unique ID. So username, required autocomplete username, and spell check. So you are also enabling spell check as true. So if you wanted to have enter an email, so you will for the input field, you will keep the type as email and required autocomplete. And if it is a password field, so generally whenever we type a password, it comes as a circle, right? It is not visible like whatever word that we are actually typing. So for that, what type of field it is password. So again, you have confirm password also. And if you wanted to display a button, then you have a button tag, and then you have its type as submit. So if you see this website, then so this is how the forms generally, because you are typing. So if you see at password tag, so it's normally, even if I type any text, you will not be able to see because we have written it as password. And if you click on sign up, so we have mentioned the email of type that field as the input field as email. So here I just type M. M is not a email address, right? So that is why it is if I try to submit that, it is clicking as please enter an email. So email means it has a format like www dot at the rate, there will be an at the rate dot, like that. There is a structure for an email. So only then you will at the rate .com. So now if I click on sign up, so because you are using password for this input field, it has some restrictions like use at least 8 characters. And again, if I click, and here also at least 8 characters. So now you are able to enter this details. So here if I click, you are not able to get, you are now, it is trying to ask you to enter this field because you have written it as completed. So this is how by using form tag, you can actually click sign up, and you can actually enter your details onto the backend. So how these details will be processed and all, you can actually look in your in the further courses. So this is about today's lab. Uh, so let me know if you have any doubts here. If you have no doubts, maybe we can end up the call. Sir, today's lab is done. We can end the call, sir. It is done.